Sam Calagione of Dogfish Head is quoted as saying, "The beer industry is 99% asshole free," and I tend to agree with him. I think like they're really good people in the beer industry, and that's why I've stuck around in it for so long.
Welcome to the San Diego Brewers Guild presents the Capital of Craft podcast. I am your host, Eric Fowler, Executive Director for the Brewers Guild.
I'm Jeff Fox, and I run both Star Fox Media and Beer Media Co.
We have a special episode today. We sit down with Jake Nunes, the president of the board for the San Diego Brewers Guild. Welcome, Jake.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm super excited for today.
Yeah, and we want to use this platform to allow members to get to know who's working on their behalf and learn a little bit more about you, your history. You've been around a long time, but give people insight a little bit to what you see in your current position and for the Brewers Guild moving over the next couple of years.
I am really looking forward to it. I've been on the board a couple of years already, so I kind of like have a pretty good feel for what the board can do. And now in this new role as president, I kind of feel like a lot of the board members will be looking to me for the answers to stuff. And I really want to take the board to new places and do things that haven't been done before and just be really helpful to the industry.
I'd love to hear a little bit about kind of your history and your background in the beer industry, just like kind of where you've came from, and then, you know, how that kind of interacted with the guild and everything leading up to this point. Because I think that's going to tell a lot about, like, you know, your vision for where it's going to move in the future.
Mm. Well, I'm a native San Diegan, which is rare.
Transplants.
So many transplants here. But yeah, I'm born and raised San Diego. When I was fresh out of high school, a buddy of mine recruited me to be a busboy at a restaurant, and I wasn't really looking for a job, but I went for it, and I kind of got hooked with the food and beverage service industry. Mm-hmm. So I worked my way up through the ranks to a bartender. I wanted to perfect my craft as a bartender, so I started learning more about the beverages I was pouring. Learned a little bit about spirits and about wine, which was fun, but it didn't really like pull me in as much as beer did. And right as my interest in beer peaked, the local industry started to like blow up. And with easy access to all these like world-class breweries that I could visit in the same day, like it really got my my creative itches scratched. And I went all in.
Lit that fire, get that passion going.
Every time I went out, I was trying to drink new beers to try them all and read every book I can get my hands on. And I just got like fully immersed in beer. I got my first beer company job for Carl Strauss back in 2003. So that was 20 years ago already.
Jeez.
Yeah, back then they were like one of the only breweries in San Diego, and they really provided a unique experience as far as like beer service, because they were a full service restaurant at the location I was at in Sorrento Valley, Sorrento Mesa.
If I remember, I think Carl Strauss was actually kind of instrumental in the founding of the guild as well.
Yeah,
just history wise, I think.
They've been a big supporter over the decades.
And the oldest continuously operating brewery, I think they started in 1989. So they really started a trend here in San Diego and started my journey as well. So that was pretty cool. But through the years, I've been employed for a number of breweries. I've only had one job on the production side of things. I got hired at Ballast Point to be like a production assistant, they called it, but it's mostly like the packaging aspects. So I worked on the bottling line and worked like cleaning and filling kegs and stuff, and a lot of cleaning around the brewery and driving around on a forklift and moving stuff around. So that was cool. It was very physical labor and pretty removed from the customer facing side of things, which I quickly started to miss. Like I treasure that experience, like working on the production side, but I think I really shine more in like the hospitality side of things.
Yeah, you want to see somebody's face light up as they try the beer or a new flavor or new style for the first time.
That's my favorite. Like, especially somebody that walks into a tap room and they're like, I came with my friends. I don't really like beer, but like maybe I'll find something that is going to be good enough for today. Mm-hmm. And then I turn somebody on to like their new favorite thing. And they always will remember that. And being a part of that, like aha moment for somebody is like really awesome.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing.
So you've seen beer in our local industry go through a lot of changes over those decades and seen this massive growth period to now what is a fairly mature market. What do you think some of the major challenges for our brewery members are coming through the next couple of years, and what is the guild going to be doing to really help support them and ensure that we remain a top tier industry in the United States?
When San Diego's beer industry was red hot, like you could pretty much open a brewery anywhere and people would come and you'd like be busy and make money hand over fist. And like even the quality of the beer wasn't as important back then. Like people, if you were a brewery in San Diego, people wanted to be there. And it was a lot easier back then to just open your doors and rake in the cash. Now I think COVID affected every industry, including the beer industry. And we're I think as an industry, we're trying to figure out the new generations of beer drinkers, like what interests them and trying to capture that demographic. Mm-hmm. I think the way the guild can help the most is to help beer companies provide quality experiences. Mm. Like you have to make good beer now. You can't get away with
that's a given.
Yeah.
That's
like
just
before,
a starting point now.
Before that was like, it would be nice, but now it's like you have to make great beer. You have to have great like marketing and branding, and you have to have educated staff and stuff. Like we've raised the bar so much that there are expectations from the public, and you need to meet those like expectations to survive and to thrive.
Yeah, and tap rooms have gotten nicer and nicer and nicer. I mean, 10, 15 years ago, you would be, sitting on some grain bags. I remember some of my first visits to Lost Abbey, sitting on some bags of grain.
With a bag of grain on
it. which was really cool. And I think it connected myself to a very raw process. Mm-hmm. But we've seen, as we've tried to include a wider audience as an industry, we've seen some of that demand change a little bit. And there's always a place for that. But it's not one size fits all like it used to be in an industrial warehouse with a small nano brewery. Now people are starting big, and they're starting with, fancy equipment and looking at the hospitality program first often.
It's actually interesting because like some of the breweries these days, like their tap rooms and stuff are nicer than a lot of the restaurants, right? Like they're much more friendly to the public. They make it look like a high end, nice place, like trendy, hip, all that. No more of sitting on grain bags for sure.
Yeah.
G'day, merry mates of the podcast realm. It's your feathered friend, the Tapwise Owl, flapping in to lend a wing to your brewery. An owl much wiser than me once said that recurring revenue is as delightful as a moonlit night. But let's face it, those loyalty programs from Arrive, Square, and Toast are a bit like a half-kicked emu egg. Fear not, for I am here to soar to your rescue. My magical membership system lets you automatically collect recurring revenue and shower your guests with rewards and bring them back to your taproom. How's it done, you ask? Simple. Through your very own brewery app, mate. Custom branded, just for you. And here's the kicker. It works seamlessly with every point of sale out there. San Diego Brewery Guild members get up to $500 off. That's a bonza deal. So grab your owl whistle and give me a hoot. Nah, just kidding. It's not the 90s, mate. Hop on over to tapwise.com. That's TAPWYSE.com. Or give me a squawk at 760-283-8847. Don't forget to drop Eric Fowler's name for a little extra magic. Fowler. Get it? No worries. Bit of a cranky parliament today. Cheers, cobblers.
Now is a harder time than ever for breweries to navigate the rapidly changing market, but Beer Media Co. is here to help. As a proud partner of the San Diego Brewers Guild, we are a full-service digital marketing and content creation company that works with San Diego breweries to reach new customers and create amazing engagement for their websites and social media accounts. If you are a small brewery owner trying to figure out the whole social media thing, or a larger brewery looking to up their engagement, send us a message at info@beermedia.co because we know SD Beer.
In 2024, what are some of the initiatives that the Guild is really working on that you're really excited about? Things that maybe people know about, maybe they don't because it's later in the year.
My main objective for the Guild is to make it well known how we can help San Diego area beer companies succeed. Like what tools they have available, a clear channel of communication. Like if I need some help, I'm going to think to, contact the Guild. Like, hey, I ran into this issue about my beer company. I need some help. Do you guys have any resources, or can you talk to your network and see if anybody out there has my solution? So I think that's the greatest benefit we can offer, is helping beer companies succeed in business. And with the experience and knowledge and network that we have as a Guild, we should absolutely be able to do that for every one of our brewery members.
I couldn't agree more. In the past, the Guild has been very event driven. Are there any events that maybe help support, your take on where the Guild is going?
For beer companies, events used to mean like beer festivals in a parking lot, where there's kind of been some festival fatigue. I know that gets thrown around a lot lately, but there are more events than just parking lot beer festivals. One that's been very successful for us is the San Diego Craft Beer Con, or SDCBC. It's like a series of educational seminars taught by industry experts, and covers all the different areas of beer business, and gives people education on how to improve their processes, from production to marketing to hospitality, etc. Like there's a lot of different types of beer jobs, not just people making beer, and people don't realize like just how many jobs are surrounding the beer industry.
Craft Beer Con last year was amazing. I did an events panel. I know there was ones in every discipline, and so I'm definitely excited for this year's.
Yeah, we've got some pretty great things planned and have received some great feedback year over year. And one of our keys for it is accessibility, right? Making an event that is easy to get to, doesn't cost that much, and really delivers a lot of quality value to the community as a whole. So what are some other things that are throughout the year, right? There's some big key events such as SDCBC, but what can brewery members or non-members expect from the Guild throughout the year?
I really would love to see a resurgence of San Diego Beer Week, and have all of the San Diego area breweries put in the effort to do cool things to attract beer tourism, to have people want to be in your tap room because you're doing something fun. It could be new beer releases, or you can get creative and do things that you don't do the rest of the year that make people want to go out and support your beer company. So I think traditionally with the Brewers Guild, it's kind of been kicked off with Guild Fest, which we're kind of looking at retooling because of the big beer festivals are kind of hard to pull off successfully. But I think the Guild being the unifying entity that helps everybody do cool stuff for San Diego Beer Week and drive that tourism and get the tap rooms full, I think that is one of the initiatives that I'm really passionate about.
So it's important to note that it's a two-way street, right? And I have been saying this a lot over the last couple months, that the Guild, or anything in life, I guess, you get as much out of it as you put in. And when it comes to initiatives and promotional opportunities and revenue opportunities like San Diego Beer Week, there's so much fruit that's been left on the tree. And while the Guild vows to do a much better job moving forward at connecting those dots and giving our members tools to help promote it, none of that matters if breweries aren't stepping up or tap rooms aren't stepping up and doing cool events. So,
and then telling people about them.
Yeah.
Putting them on the calendar, giving us ways to talk about them. Cause when we're doing there's so many different tools and social media, all these things, but I can't just get a tool and expect it to make the post for me. Right. You have to actually go in and put the work in, and it just, what it does is it takes your work and it exponentially increases what the value of it is, but you still have to put in the work. Right.
Yeah.
And so I think that would be something that I would definitely reach out to the breweries and kind of want to tell them a little bit is use the tools. If a tool sits on your workbench, it doesn't just make furniture for you. I don't know. That's bad metaphors. I don't care.
It's totally worth the effort.
Yeah.
The more effort you put into it, you're gonna succeed. And reaching out to other local small businesses, not necessarily beer companies, but the surrounding neighborhood businesses, partnering up with them and doing fun events, or local nonprofits and benefiting charitable causes and stuff, getting the whole city of San Diego involved in one of its top industries.
Attention brewing professionals. Are you looking to elevate your presence in the heart of San Diego's craft beer industry? Consider joining the San Diego Brewers Guild as a professional or affiliate member today. Access exclusive benefits designed to propel your craft to new heights. Gain entry to premier industry events and educational resources, and forge vital connections within our brewing community. Visit sdbeer.com to explore the full list of advantages that a membership offers. Join the Capital of Craft podcast and the San Diego Brewers Guild, celebrating craft beer in San Diego since 1997.
This episode of the Capital of Craft podcast is brought to you by William Kim and his team at Tax and Financial Group. If you're in the craft brewing industry, meet your wealth management advisor, William Kim, who specializes in comprehensive financial planning. From business succession strategies to retirement planning for both individuals and employers, and risk management solutions. Elevate your craft with your partners in finance, because just like a well-crafted brew, your financial plan deserves perfection. Please give them a call at 858-263-0064 for a no-cost consultation. Cheers! For a comprehensive review of your personal situation, always consult with a tax or legal advisor. Neither Cetera Advisors Networks LLC nor any of its representatives may give legal or tax advice. Securities offered through Cetera Advisors Networks LLC, doing insurance business in California as CFGAN Insurance Agency LLC, California Insurance License Number 0644976. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through Cetera Investment Advisors LLC, a registered investment advisor. Tax and Financial Group is an independent of Cetera. 202-401-02-844. DOFU 01-2024. 5075 Shoreham Place, Suite 280, San Diego, California 92122. 858-436-0057.
What does an ideal brewery member look like to you?
I guess a brewery that cares about being good.
Yeah.
And not only taking what the guild offers, but also giving back and helping other beer companies in areas that they are experts in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, everybody has, different resources and different ways to contribute or add to the community. Some breweries are large and can send a lot of employees to things, and some aren't. But I think, being honest to yourself and trying to promote a brand and company that benefits your local and greater community allows the guild to amplify that and, really help spread the word of San Diego beer as a whole and how we're something to brag about. Coming into this year, we should reevaluate how we as a community submit beers to World Beer Cup or GABF. How do we double our medals year over year? How do we get that national attention and really stand on a table and shout how great San Diego beer is? And it's not an easy feat, and it's not a clear path. But I thank yourself and the rest of the board and everybody that volunteers to keep contributing and keep pushing forward. I think the idea is we can't always be better, and we should always be trying to be better.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the Brewers Guild represents my favorite part of the beer industry, and it's collaboration. People working together for a common goal. Everybody's got their different strengths, and bringing them together and using that to help all of us succeed.
Yeah, I think that's definitely something that I've seen that the guild does really well already, which is that community piece where when I see everyone show up at either something like Craft Beer Con or any of the guild meetings or anything like that, it's a group of people that just actually genuinely like each other and want everyone else to succeed in the room. It's such good energy. And I think that that's something that, if we can just expand on that, and bring, and just, grow that community, focus on it, publicize it, I think that that's something that we could do really well.
Sam Calagione of Dogfish Head is quoted as saying, "The beer industry is 99% asshole free," and I tend to agree with him. I think they're really good people in the beer industry, and that's why I've stuck around in it for so long.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us today and giving us and our listeners a little bit of insight to who you are and all the work that you've put in over the last couple of years and all the work that you continue to put in. It is a volunteer job and it's not easy. I think that gets overlooked pretty often on the amount of time and the great group that we have, whether it's volunteering for committees or board positions, that it, is pretty time intensive and takes a lot of effort from everybody involved. So thank you on behalf of the guild members.
Yeah.
Thank you. And you're welcome.
Yeah. And if you're watching today and you want to see more episodes like this, make sure you subscribe, and you can follow us at SD Brewers on social media to learn more about everything beer in San Diego.
Cheers.
Cheers to that.